Hello. Our face is on the
Hello.
screen now. Let me fix up my webcam a little bit so you can see my face better. How's everyone doing? We're gonna play through the demo. Oh, hey Tiff, and hey Elby.
Hey everyone. Oh hi Kazma.
Kazuma, hey. Thank you for subscribing,
Oh
Kazuma.
thanks for the sub. This is happening on Twitch, by the way. We're
Yeah,
looking at Steam chat and Twitch chat simultaneously,
yeah,
so
we're hopping back and
there's
forth.
a lot happening.
For those who are watching on Twitch and just follow us on Twitch and don't know, it's Ludo Narracon right now, which is a festival on Steam that our publisher Fellow Traveler runs, and it's Fellow Traveler, and we're exhibiting as part of it, and as part of that, we're doing streams for the next few days. We did one yesterday, which is a pre-recorded panel with friends from our university. And today we're going to play through the demo, which is limitedly available on Steam right now, so you can go and download that and play it yourself if you want to. And also go wishlist the game. If you're on Steam, if you're on Steam right now watching this, you're already on the page, so like just do it. God, checking between like the two chats is cumbersome, but I'll get used to it. Yeah, we're gonna play through the demo, and then we're gonna do a short Q&A.
We could still like answer questions while playing through the game as well.
Oh yeah,
so if anyone
definitely.
does have any questions,
Definitely.
just,
If you do have questions, fire them at us. Because we're not gonna be like, doing a read through or anything.
Yeah, we already did that, which you can check out on our YouTube channel, I think, which is Humble Grove as well, the username.
There are kids screaming outside my window now.
I can't hear anything.
I'm glad.
The YouTube stream though, we were doing that when it was like 7 in the morning over here, so
yeah,
I do look a bit dead right now. It is midnight for me, but less dead.
How's the audio for everyone? How's Hana and I's levels versus the game? No children on Twitch. No children to be heard on Twitch. Okay, good.
I heard dogs barking, but
you could hear dogs. That's acceptable.
Yeah, no kids allowed. This game has alcohol in it.
Oh, we're missing like vital information. So Fire Road is the prelude chapter, which we made in 2016 originally as part of the Fermi Jam.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Which is the Fermi Jam was based around the idea of the Fermi paradox.
Jam.
Yeah. Which is the idea that if space is infinitely vast, that means there's infinite possibility for life to exist, which means life exists somewhere. And if that's the case, why haven't we seen them yet? And that's the paradox. So it's very loosely based on that.
Yeah. We're probably seeing them. They're just probably.
The game is silent right now.
Invisible.
Oh, weird.
I think I'll be saying the game's silent because it was at a silent point.
Is that a silent point? Oh, yeah. Cool. It should be good now then.
But, at least saying the game audio is a bit quiet.
Game audio is a bit quiet. I'll try and bump that up in the menu here. Oh, it's already at 10. Maybe if I do it in my system, that will fix things. Bump it up to 30%. Alright. hopefully that should be good. How's that for audio? Let me know if it needs to be taken down.
So, Friary Road is the name of the road that I used to live on. In London, I think I was second year. And Tiff in the chat. We lived together, as well as Joe, who was on the panel yesterday, and another person.
Yeah, if you managed to catch the end of that, there was a bit of Friary chat.
Yeah.
About the lineage of moths that came from Friary Road.
Oh, Cosmo's saying the game audio should be taken down just to...
Yeah, I took that down a notch. Let me know how it is now.
I wasn't listening. Yeah, so... Yeah, if you did catch, like, the very, very end of the panel, we were just talking about how much of a rut the house was. I mean, no, I still quite liked it, but...
it was severely neglected.
It was, and I think, like... It was sort of the way the house was built as well, because it was like single glazing, got really cold, so we couldn't really open the windows, so it got really humid.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
was falling apart.
There was huge amounts of paint peeling off of the ceiling of the bathroom.
Yeah, that was rank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a good house, I think. I mean,
yeah.
You know, I still think it was, like, you know, the layout of it was really nice, and like the gardens, like, there was a lot of, you know, charm to it. It was just unlivable. Infested with rats. It was infested with mice, and then the rats came.
The rats ate the mice.
Invade. Yeah, the rats ate the mice. And they started to seek refuge in the kitchen. I've not actually seen the rat, but everyone else has. It did come into my room because, like, the space between, like, the floor and my door was very wide, so it did sneak through that, ate all my stollen that was on the floor.
God. Horrible.
Yeah. I
feel like comparatively my stories about, like, second year housing are not that bad. Like, it was just very cold. It's all my only story. And our landlord was very eccentric.
And he let you keep furniture, right?
He did, yeah, because he just collected loads of furniture, like, in this kind of, like, yard next to the house. It was very strange.
Ours we hardly saw. Like, I think the actual, like, the landlady we saw once when we moved in, I think, and then the husband came in at a later date and, like, told us off for the state of the house, which wasn't really our fault, just because, like,
no.
they've not been taking care of it at all. And in the contract that we had to, like, mow the lawn and stuff, it was, like, you know, kind of a jungle.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, landlords love to blame their tenants for the state of their own houses.
Yeah, because I think we got like a partial deposit back, because they're like, oh, the kitchen's, like, tearing off the wall, but, you know, that was because the house was already falling apart.
Hi, Andrew.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, hi, Andrew. Also, thank you, I'm actually wearing a hat because I stupidly showered like 30 minutes before the stream, and I was like, I need to hide my wet hair somehow.
So this, like, conversation is kind of based on an actual conversation we had at the end of second year, like during the summer of second year, when you were about to go back to Japan for the summer, right?
Yeah, I very reluctantly invited you because I wasn't sure if we were still friends, but we started talking a bit, so I was like, yeah, I might as well try and invite you.
Because we hadn't talked that much until that point, right? Like, I think before then we had a crit together, and apart from that, I like gave you a sleeping bag so you could go to Glastonbury.
Yes, and between that, there was a time where you followed my personal Tumblr where I was posting like fandom stuff, and I went up to you being like, please unfollow it.
Oh, hi, Lizzie.
Oh wait, no, I didn't say please unfollow. I sent you the message being like, please unfollow. Like,
Yeah.
that's not the one that I meant to follow you on, and then I apologized to you in real life after that.
Yeah. I felt really bad. I was like, oh no, I don't
I felt
understand
super bad
Tumblr
as well.
like etiquette.
So I was
Yeah.
drawing a lot of like
Sorry, go ahead.
Team Fortress fan art and stuff, and I was like, no one has to see this except for like Tiff, who was already following stuff, and I knew would not judge.
But yeah, we never once saw the landlord for the flat in No Longer Home at
Yeah.
29.
What do we? What do we?
Also, hi back. I don't think
back.
I don't think I said hi yet.
Yeah. When our washing machine broke, did we actually contact the landlords for that? I can't remember.
No, we couldn't be bothered, so we just went to the laundrette instead.
Oh yeah, we
Until
tried to get
eventually,
your dad to fix things and stuff.
yeah, eventually it just like started working again, and then it stopped working again, and by that point we had to move out soon. Um, yeah, we just kind of, I don't know, typical student neglect, I guess.
Yeah.
Neglectful tenants, terrible.
No, we weren't all paying like 300 quid. I mean, what we were paying 375 quid if I remember correctly.
Something like that. It was like a pretty cheap deal for like living in London and that part of London.
Next to a hospital as well.
Yeah. Well, the main thing was that like the landlord didn't know that you were living there. Like
yeah, that's true.
Like when we moved in, it was me and two other flatmates, and then you joined a couple of months later, but we never never told the landlord about it.
And it works, so it's fine. Question: how many endings will No Longer Home have? The answer is 1.
Yeah.
And we actually drove people away for saying it doesn't have multiple endings. I think it was Toga Game Show.
What does the constellation look like?
Vote.
Vote.
I don't know how to make polls.
Oh, how to make a poll? I can make a poll real quick. I've got to add polls back in. Hold on. God, Twitch. How do you work? There we go. Manage poll.
There was a mentioning of a fox.
Yeah, we've had Fox so far.
Sickle and hammer.
Sickle, Fern, and Fox. Here we go. Sorry if you're watching on Steam and can't join in on the poll. Feel free to just post in chat. What was I going to say before the option came up? What were we talking about?
Landlords and how we never told them that I moved in.
Oh yeah, that's right. I feel like I was going to say something else with that, but I cannot remember. How's the poll looking right now? We're split with Sickle and Fox, yeah. Oh, wait. Whereby is telling me that I've got 5 minutes left of a group call.
What?
Which I guess is a new thing. So I guess we might not be able to use Whereby anymore. Oh, it's a tie between Suka and Fox.
Oh boy.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go Sickle.
I'm not getting any notifications on Whereby. That's weird.
It just like shows at the top for me. Maybe it's because I'm the host. It shows. So our faces might just like disappear in 4 minutes. And if that happens, we'll get them up on Google instead.
Yeah, we'll quickly set it up.
But yeah, this was like the barbecue before you had to leave. Well, not had to leave, but we're heading back for summer. And this is like the first time like I really properly talked to anyone about being non-binary, and like I don't know, I feel like I figured out a lot of those figured out in a very loose way those kinds of feelings in that conversation.
I think you didn't know really sure about the terminology of it. I think really like familiar with it at the time.
Yeah, it was mostly just a feeling.
It was like expected, but it's just something that, like, you know, what's the word? I have it in Japanese but not in English. Like it was a surprise but not really kind of thing. It was like it kind of just sat with me. I was like, yeah,
like
sure.
a surprise like, on your end, like for yourself.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like, you know, I think it's mentioned in the game briefly as well, but it's kind of like I probably had those feelings as well, but have not expressed them at all, or like put them into any cohesive sort of thoughts, I guess. So it was more kind of like a wake-up call in a way, because it was like, oh, someone I know is this.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I do remember, like, at the time, you're just like, oh, I hadn't really thought about that, but that does resonate with me.
Yeah, because, like, I think I was thinking about it, but unintentionally, or, like, subconsciously.
Yeah, I slept on Joe's bed that night, and it was just like a hard mattress with no sheets, no blankets, nothing. I just...
I was. That's when I gave you back the sleeping bag, so you should have just used that.
Yeah, I don't remember. Did I have the sleeping bag with me? Maybe I did use the sleeping bag. I probably did.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, well, maybe we'll have like a nice chat in the morning. Then I woke up and you weren't there. I was like, well, fine, okay.
Yeah.
Because you just left.
I'm being told that the meeting will end shortly, so I'm gonna try and get our cameras set up in Google.
Okay. Oh, another question.
I'm gonna request a join on my other account.
Oh, yeah, admit, there we go. What 3D program do you use for your asset creation? We use Blender because it's free.
Yeah, it's
destroys Mac computers.
Yep, timeout.
I should put my webcam.
We've disappeared. Let's switch over, and I'm really blurry in Google, and so are you.
We're not recording anything on Whereby, right? Yeah, okay, good.
No, we're good. Right, yeah. We're back. Our faces are slightly bigger than they were before. I cannot be able to fix the crop in Streamlabs, so you just have to have a nice close-up of our faces.
Well, I'm far enough. You're
Yeah, I'm very close.
cut off.
I'm just gonna move my laptop back. That works.
What were we talking?
Bigger self theory.
So yeah, you left very early in the morning.
Yeah,
the next day.
I didn't know where your room was, so even if I wanted to like say bye, first of all, I was like too shy and awkward to do that anyway. But also I wouldn't know where to find your room.
Should have just shouted. I would have been fine with that.
But you forgot the first thing, is that I'm too shy and awkward. Well, or at least I was.
Yeah, you were. And I was as well. How are you creating your flat textures? So these are all like... I don't know how to explain this.
It's vertex painting.
Yeah.
I believe there's a term for it. So
no, I think there was like another term. It was like... what was it? I can't remember what it was. There's a specific term for it, but it was like... just flat texturing. I don't know.
But basically what it is we have an atlas of colours which are all in squares, and then we slap a UV for that particular colour onto that square.
Yeah, so yeah, you could say the geometry is painted individually.
Yeah.
And we set it to emission, and I think like in terms of shader, like the technical side of things, that will come tomorrow in our technical stream.
Yeah, we can talk about that a bit. I had very little. I went into no longer home now. I can't even pronounce my own game. Yeah, I have very little knowledge of like the coding kind of aspects of the shader, but I don't know. I understand practically how that interfaces with everything, and like, so like with fading, the shader does like a diver pattern to fade, and we'll kind of go into that a bit more tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, tomorrow's basically just going to be like, I don't know anything about Unity, so I'm going to ask all the questions, because I do like most of the art stuff, and I just hurl assets at people and ask them to deal with it, which has been the case for like other projects as well. Unity's just hard and just disconcerting.
It is quite overwhelming when you first start with Unity, but
yeah,
I think it's not so bad once you understand the tools. And we have like a bunch of like custom tools that we use for it. Adrene Lombardo did the programming for the game, and we also have Lottie May helping out with some of the programming too.
Yeah, this game would not have been made pretty much if it were for Adrian.
This game ran at like 5 frames per second before Addy was involved.
So we have now moved to our flat that we lived in together. So we moved from Private Road to a place in Camberwell, Venetian Road, if I may say.
God, doxing 2014 us.
How was that long ago? Or 2015 for the setting of the game, technically.
For the setting of the game, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because it's like a few months before moving out.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I forgot, like, because we rewrote a lot of the dialogue in the last few months, and I kind of forgot like what my rewrites were. I'm like, oh, this is good. Like,
Yeah, I think I'm more sort of like, I feel like at this point I've been reading it more because I'm currently doing the Japanese localization.
yeah,
So I'm just like reading sentences after sentences and just trying to get things right.
yeah. So if we do have any Japanese folks watching, we should have Japanese localization for day one.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
And if anyone does want to ask questions, and maybe it's pointless to say this in English to Japanese speakers. If anyone does have any Japanese questions, I can answer in Japanese. A question that was pending yesterday: how did y'all make the game? How did No Longer Home come to be? So this first started off as like a really small project, and it was actually supposed to only be set in the studio. Like, it was just supposed to be like a really tiny like vignette thing. But since we liked the flat so much, we just decided to like make everything and maybe turn it into a longer thing. And around the time we decided that, like, I was kind of like panicking over visa stuff, and I had to go back to Japan. So we're like, okay, well, we can make this into a semi long-term project. That was our plan initially, to stay in touch while I was in Japan. Fast forward 6 years, we are now here. How time flies. It's very upsetting.
Yeah. Well, it did dawn on me that it has been 6 years now.
Yeah, it's been quite on and off.
Yeah. I think if we were working on this game full time for the full 6 years, it would have been done much sooner. But that's not something we could really afford to do.
Yeah, and like considering the team is quite worldwide, because it's like 2 in the UK, 1 in Japan, 1 in America. So the time zones can get quite all over the place, and it's like obviously we all need jobs to keep ourselves on our 2 feet barely. So yeah, things kind of stalled here and there, but thanks to Fellow Traveler, really, we can finally get this thing out there.
Yeah, honestly, it is kind of a relief to like finally have the game like basically finished at the moment. And released soon. We can't say when yet, but soon.
Yeah. But I think we can say, like, at this point, we are kind of in the process of plowing through bugs and stuff, and trying to get things ready for release, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been kind of like on and off. Like, it's on and off. It's been like dawning on me that it's going to be released, and then also like not real at all.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. It's like, as disappointing as this may sound, it's like whenever you finish a very long-term project, or a project that you've put your back into a lot, and it's all done, it's kind of like, what do I work towards now?
Yeah, it kind of, I don't know. I think especially, now that like we're in like COVID times, it's harder to really accept what's happened.
Success.
Yeah, success. And I don't mean that in a sort of monetary way, but like, we were successful in finishing this project.
Yeah. And like, we can't celebrate together as well, considering the timeline. And like, also I had a release recently, and even if that's released, I'm kind of just like, oh, what next? Like, because there's kind of no means of doing any like pomp and circumstantial stuff, and like,
yeah, Yeah, I just want to
The
go.
best you can do is like Zoom party, you know.
Yeah, I just want to go to the pub for a drink, you know.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, having home parties is fun, but it's like you can't invite anyone, and I can't travel either. You can't travel either.
Mm.
Um, you know, UK vaccine rollout seems to be doing pretty well, but Japan's vaccine rollout, it's like for people who got their first dose, it's only like about 1%.
Yeah,
Whereas I think the UK went 50% today or something.
I have no idea. I'm just like, well, whenever I get it, I get it. Like, I've not been paying too much attention. Just like, hopefully I'll get it at some point, but I
Mm.
don't know when.
But yeah, if it becomes a case that you have the vaccine, I don't know which way round is the safer route, like you coming to Japan or me going to the UK to like celebrate, or
Yeah,
whether we have to postpone that till next year, 2 years later.
I hope not. I really hope not. Um,
Yeah.
but this, I just want to say, this bit of weird, we call it unknowable geometry, was made by Everest Pipkin. I animated it, but all the like geometry weird stuff was Everest.
And you might know them through like the article that they wrote about NFTs,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
how that
that
affects the environment, that went viral.
yeah, I forgot that was like pretty big, right? Um, I'm also just gonna say like Humble Grove anti NFT.
Anti crypto,
Yeah, just in
just
general.
anything crypto. Yeah. Yeah, this scene, I can't remember what we used as a placeholder. If we have, I think I just made some like triangles or something
Yeah, we just
initially.
had some like rotating triangles.
Yeah,
It didn't look bad, but it didn't look as good as
could have been
this.
better. Yeah, exactly. Oh
Alright, now
yeah,
I
the
gotta
ground
use my
itself
clicky
is
clacky
really
keyboard.
good.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah,
played
we
that, didn't
played
we?
that. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think like it started off with like a birding house, and then it ended up with like a
Yeah.
mushroom kind of like kingdom
Yeah, it
sort of
was like
thing.
Mushroom Society. Um,
Yeah,
not in the Mario sense though.
yeah, it was kind of like fungal infested
Yeah.
land with a lot of mycologists.
I think the Skate or Die is always my my favorite go-to book for
Your
these.
go-to.
Yeah.
Well, jokes on the game. I skate now, so
And you haven't died yet, so.
yeah, yeah. I'm not sure if anyone is actually paying attention to the dialogue in the stream, but that's totally fine.
I mean, I've been sort of bringing up anecdotes as it's relevant, but
Mm,
you do feel free to like read along. I don't I don't plan on reading it out because we would be here
yeah,
all day.
we have 2 more streams to plow through as well, so
Yeah.
want to keep our energy.
I've got dinner on the hob, so I don't want this going on for too long.
So yeah, in case it wasn't clear, this was our bedroom.
Yeah,
It used to be our
absolute mess.
flatmate's studio. I mean, it's a lot cleaner than my room, but my current room.
I've got lamb curry for dinner, Tiff. Let's go check out the garden, because I know all of the things that you can miss if you don't do them in the right order. And it's very important we go see Awesome.
Also, the run animation that you don't really get to see, I suppose.
Yeah, you mostly only get to see that outside.
Yeah. Because we got a lot of feedback saying the game is a bit too slow without it.
Yeah.
Which is fair. What was the inspiration for the art style? I think the main inspiration, I think, is quite obvious, is a Kinsukurin Zero.
Yeah.
By Cardboard Computer. But I think we both come from art school, and we both have our like super personal artistic influences. So I would say those kind of just like peek through or seep through here and there.
Yeah, I mean we were already kind of working with like flat colors before then.
Yeah, that's honestly because I don't know how to do realistic textures. And low poly is kind of the only thing I can do. So, you know.
Yeah, I think like in a lot of parts it was kind of a limitation. But I think it does mean that you sort of focus a bit more on the text, and I think like the art style allows you to read a bit more into it.
Yeah, that's I actually wrote, I mean, I did an interview with Polygon for our release, for the other release game that I did recently, Before Your Eyes, and the article's not out yet, so I won't spoil things. But I was mentioning how, you know, it's not really like a hand-drawn style, but it's definitely not a realistic style. And the reason why that can be good is to like, you know, give a lot more vibrancy to the environment, but like we can also kind of like handpick things that we want to put in, like what items or whatever would like turn a character into a proper character, like how would their personalities come through, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it was hyper realistic, then I feel like people won't really pay attention to these things, like what sort of books they might be reading.
It can get lost in the detail.
Yeah, exactly. So I think having it in this style makes things pop out a lot more.
Yeah. I'm gonna pet Awesome, which I'm gonna say now is ill-advised. If you're me / Bo, because he was not a very warm cat. He was very, very timid.
Autumn really never warms up to you.
No, he hated me.
Like, because you've known each other for over a year at this point, and
Yeah.
me a lot less, like less than a year. And I would occasionally find him sleeping on my chest in the morning and like begging for food, but that never happened to Sal.
No. He was not a fan.
No, maybe I'm an animal whisperer, who knows?
I mean, you do seem to be able to talk to all of the cats in the neighborhood when you were here.
I guess, I mean, like, not all of them, but I think... Oh, you mean like in Hebden?
Yeah, in Hebden.
Right, yeah, I guess so, yeah. Oh yeah, because the ginger cat, the one that never...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pepper.
that, I can't remember.
Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's ever pet Pepper before except for me.
Yeah. Pepper's incredibly timid.
Yeah, Pepper showed me her stomach.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I don't
I have
know
a
how you
video
do
of it
it.
purring.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Pathetic
I'm
how
special.
Dan got his ass.
It's being good with animals seems to be like passed down from my mum because my mum's extremely good with animals. So, and it's
Mm,
probably the case that we've had pets for our whole lives, basically. So,
yeah.
my mum back in her youth, she used to have a monkey because my late granddad did trade,
Oh yeah.
and he got like a small monkey in exchange for soy sauce, I think.
Equivalent exchange.
Yeah, extremely equivalent. And yeah, apparently that monkey caused a lot of like ruckus everywhere in the neighborhood and started like peeling off like neighbors' roof tiles and stuff.
Who needs earthquakes when you can just have a monkey to cause all the destruction?
Yeah, exactly. That's where people got their inspiration from King Kong.
Luna's on the move.
I do want to change that walk cycle.
You got time before release to
Yeah.
spruce it up if you like. I quite like it. I think it's
Uh,
charming.
yeah, I guess so, but it's something that we always talk about in terms of like when you look at something for too long, you start hating it, and that's been
Mm,
like both of our on and off experiences with our game. And maybe in a week's time or something, I will like it a bit more. But right now, I'm just like ugly. Uh, was all the rigging and animations done in Blender? Did it take a long time? Initially, I did hand rig everything, and I was like, "This is hell." Um, so in terms of rigging, I did or I used Mixamo. I don't know how to pronounce it. Which is like an online rigging uh service/software kind of thing. Very useful. Um, and then imported that to Blender and then added IK and things like that. And then everything else, like all the animations are all hand animated. And it did take a long time. Initially, it took a long time, but I think um, once I got used to it, it was quite quick. And whenever I did want to add more animations, it could be like done in a
There you
matter of
go,
like an
jogging
hour,
animation
maybe
inside.
less. There you go. Yeah, because like back in the day when we first started, it took me a day to do a walk cycle.
Yeah. I mean, I spent
And
like hours with you, maybe a couple of hours, making your first model, which was a pencil.
yeah, it was a pencil. I think it took about 3 hours.
Was it that
It was
long?
very hard. Yeah.
Get that out in
Um,
30 seconds now.
yeah. There was like a thing where, um, kind of unrelated, but there was this one time where, like the whole bring back national decks for Pokemon, the
Oh
controversy
god.
was on.
Yeah.
Um, this Japanese person was like, "Oh, it only takes like 5 minutes to model a character or like a Pokemon.
Are you kidding me?
Devs are lazy." Um, so there was like a hashtag saying Pokemon 5 minute competition
Oh
where
yeah,
like
I forgot about
people
that.
posted their 5 minute models of Pokemon,
Mm.
and I was quite happy with my result actually. Like maybe it was 6 minutes with like vertex paint, but um, I was like pleasantly surprised because I think back in the day it would have um took me at least 3 hours to make that same model.
Yeah. Yeah, god. You saw my first model, it was like a succulent plant. Um,
Everything was an object.
yeah, every individual leaf was its own object.
uh, I mean, it was a nice model. I think it was just the execution or the method
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
used was a. Also, like, I feel like the biggest life hack with modeling is like not everything actually has to be connected to one another in terms of like, all the vertices don't actually have to be connected to like the main thing. Like, for example, with the leaves that you did for your succulent, like those
Yeah.
could just be like separate meshes,
Right.
but
Yeah.
in the same object. And that would all be fine. But when you first start these things, I think you just want to get everything right, and yeah, it takes a while, and you make honest mistakes.
Yeah, it takes so long. Like learning how to optimize your mesh and like clean it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Because we've gone through
And
like several phases of like cleaning up the meshes in this game.
yeah, definitely. I think also like I don't know actually. I forgot what I was about to say.
I'm sure it'll come back to you.
Oh yeah, I think I probably only know how to use maybe like 3% of Blender.
Oh
Because I
yeah,
really only know
there's
the
a lot to
basics.
Blender.
Yeah, when people post like time-lapse videos of what they're doing to make, a croissant or something.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, how did you, Jesus Christ, how did you do this?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they
Tiff, you.
extrude the tool is like the best tool in Blender.
Yeah. Also, Tiff, I'm so glad you noticed it.
Oh,
The Saul
the Better
Goodman.
Call Saul.
Yeah, which I have right now actually.
Yeah.
It's still in his box, but it's that. I guess you can't see because. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Google filter just wanting to blur him. Oh, there's also another one, which is here. Ooh, lots of noise. This is on Noah's desk as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, the kaiju over there.
Yeah.
Might be able to get a better look at it later. Wait, no, because this is once we do the TV disassociation. That's the end of the demo, isn't it?
Yeah.
So can't get a super close look, but we can have a look tomorrow in the technical stream
Tomorrow,
where we can
yeah.
zoom in with Unity.
It's an extremely like shitty model. Like if you look at it closely, it only uses like 3 colors, and it's extremely
It's effective. It
simplified.
yeah, no, but it gets the shape across.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad the Saul Goodman was noticeable at least.
The technical one will be tomorrow at 4 BST. That's
So
UK
same time
time.
today.
Yeah.
I recognized it, so it's a good model. Thanks, Tiff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think for the technical stream, we're not really going to get into much of the programming aspect of it, just because
Yeah.
neither of us are programmers.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can kind of open scripts and maybe look at some of the functions, but that will just be me interpreting Adrene's code. I won't be able to, like, tell you exactly how it works.
Yeah. Also, I think The funny thing with this mirror is because we had no idea how the hell to do reflections. We did initially want to do reflections, we were like, we can't do it. Um, so instead we decided to go for that dialogue, and it has a more, meaningful impact.
Yeah, it's like poetic.
There's a lot of things that we've cheesed in similar ways, but it works. It's fine. Meaning is pose a vampire. Perhaps.
Yeah.
You are extremely pale.
Damn. Don't have to call me out like that.
Get sunburnt very easily.
Let me enjoy my white boy summer in peace. What was that hashtag about? Does anyone know? Because it was someone doing it like non-ironically at first, like trying to get white boy summer trending.
People work in very mysterious manners.
Yeah. Chet Hanks. I don't know who Chet Hanks is, but
is that a real name?
that sounds like the name of someone who would have tried to make white boy summer happen.
Oh, here it is, the end of the demo coming through.
Oh, thanks for following, by the way, Brady.
Tom Hanks' son. Oh.
Oh, okay.
I know the other supposed son who was in Fargo, I think. I can't remember his name, but he looks a lot like Tom Hanks. Fargo, the TV show, I mean.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about the cast. He's ...
I see. So yeah, that's the end of the demo, and we have really just made an hour-long demo like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty much on the dot. Okay, so if you have any questions, ask them now, because otherwise I'm gonna go sort out my dinner.
Stir your curry.
Yeah, make sure my curry's not burning. Let me enlarge the cam so we're not in the corner. And this layout makes some modicum of sense. Center
Do you not place us next to each other? Oh,
I could do, but I cannot be bothered. Yeah, that's what the stream's looking like for now. Even bigger so.
Before.
Chet as a character. So yeah, like if you have any other questions about the game, shoot for it. Like whether it's about sort of like the narrative, and like what our time in our life is about, anything like that.
Process stuff, which we can cover more.
Creative process, we can probably talk about a bit if there's anything about that. But yeah, we had the art school panel yesterday, and like I said on that, like I think coming from an art school background, that definitely had a big influence on how we made the game. Like I think, I don't know, like when I first had the concept for the game, it was gonna be kind of like a Fez ripoff, but there were gonna be puzzles.
I think we were trying to
It was
um
yeah,
do 2D and 3D at the same time.
yeah,
Also we had clarification of Chet Hanks on Steam as well.
yeah. Um,
Sorry, not to derail, but just need to keep checking the Steam chat too.
yeah. But what was I saying? What was I talking about?
The Fez ripoff.
Yeah, First Republic, which I'm glad we didn't do. You
That would
know,
have,
it was another
yeah.
time. It was 2013 when I first started thinking about it. I just watched Indie Game the movie, and I thought it was really cool, and I was gonna make
And you
loads of
showed it to me
money.
like it was the best thing ever, and I looked at some people and I was like, no.
Oh man, what a time!
Yeah, I'm not gonna name any games, but I played one of the games that one of those devs made in the film, and I
Yeah.
cried actual tears because I hated it so much.
Ugh,
Like, you know,
natural
you're trying
born
to,
hater, Hannah Lee.
yeah, like I feel like I had a good introduction to indie games, but also like a really bad one because I was like, I can't believe games this bad could also exist, and people praise this like it's the best thing ever, and it like just made me really sad, and it actually made me cry.
But yeah, I'm glad
But enough
both.
about that.
I'm glad we didn't do any puzzle elements of the game, but
Uh,
definitely like the idea of like the sort of like the tone of ambience and like it was gonna have um these sort of introspection kind of bits where you kind of look at these objects and that would trigger some sort of dialogue to do with them. So it's not that like it's not too far from the initial blueprint, just none of the stupid Fez crap that it didn't need. Um,
yeah, I think so initially
sorry
it,
before you sorry to interrupt. I don't mean to say that Fez is crap. I just don't think Fez would have worked. Like Fez mechanics would have worked with this.
like you meant like Fez stuff, like
Yes.
crap as in like a replacement for the word
I mean,
stuff.
yeah, I meant in colloquial
Yeah,
term. Sorry, you were
yeah.
saying.
So saying cancelled.
Yeah.
I was saying so No Longer Home actually started off with like a pixel art sketch that Cell did, um, which I think was highly influenced by both Kentucky Route Zero and Sword and
See if I can
Sorcery.
find it. Yeah.
It was a piece of art that I think it was when the studio was still a bedroom or your bedroom.
Yes. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it on the old Tumblr archive.
I think it might be on Discord. I might be able to find
It
it
might be.
before you. Um,
Just
hold
scrolling
up,
down.
hold up. I might be able to find it.
I feel like I'm almost there.
Because we posted it on the Q&A.
Yeah.
There it is. Found it.
But I think the main thing is that if it's on Discord, that's harder to get up on stream, which is why I want to find it in browser.
Let's see if I can guess.
Alright, I've got it.
Okay.
It's cool. I'll just bring it up, and you can see the Tumblr blue on your stream. Hold on, I've got to hide our faces now. There we go. There it is.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I could open Discord in browser, but that involves logging in, and I just can't be bothered, Panda. I'm just very lazy. But yeah, his original No Longer Home concept art before it was that, and you've got Kentucky Route Zero on the TV, even back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that influence still came through.
Yeah. And like the sort of color scheme as well was roughly based off this too.
Yeah. It's weird how that It was just that one bit of pixel art, really.
Yeah, because I think you initially wanted to make like a 2D/3D pixel art game,
Yeah,
um, and the graphics were going to be like more sort of grainy initially, if I remember correctly.
yeah. It was gonna be like it was gonna be like basically how Fez works, where it's like voxels kind of thing, where it's like 2D if you look at it dead on, and then when you rotate it, you can see it's actually 3D. Um, but I don't know. I'm glad we kind of like we took that in our own direction.
Yeah,
Hey, bread and butter, how's it going?
it's hello. Yeah, because it's just like I think we were gonna have some puzzle elements to it, but we dropped it quite early on, being like,
Yeah,
that's not really the thing that we want to do.
yeah, because it was going to be sort of like this kind of exploration kind of puzzles that would be quite simple. Like it was just like rotating the right way, and then it's
Mm.
like, oh, in this angle, I can see a path that allows me to go somewhere else. Um, but I think that was I don't know, that was a bad idea. I'm glad we didn't even like try and prototype that.
Yeah, like I'm sure it could still work. It was just not the tone at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. I suppose you could do it in a different game, but
Yeah.
yeah. Should add a Tower of Hanoi puzzle and slide a puzzle back in as a DLC.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Well, we might have like we might have a patch where we have like the compendium, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Like
collectibles in the game at the very least.
yeah,
That's like the
we
one sort of gamey thing.
yeah, we were sort of thinking of maybe doing something that's kind of like the compendium in Donut County.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like depending on what objects you've looked at, you can see them in a sort of like 3D viewer type thing.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah, I think initially we also had an idea of having like a card collectible kind of thing, like
oh, that's
with
right.
because we have Pokemon cards, quote unquote, on the
Yes.
studio wall.
Yeah.
Um, and we were thinking of like having the player accumulate cards here and there in the game of like
Yeah.
different monsters and stuff, but
Yeah, I'd forgotten
that we
about that.
scrapped pretty immediately.
Yeah, we try to not like have any too like gamey things in at all.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of the objects in the scene are retro CRT TV, vinyl record players. It's set in current day. Yeah, it's set in 2015. It's just that we're hipster trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a vinyl collection, and the CRT TV was just like it was something that like our flatmates found, and it sat in the kitchen, and I don't think it was ever on because you couldn't get any channels on it. Um,
Yeah, I think yeah, we never plugged it in. It was just like an
yeah,
aesthetic
I had like
thing.
I had like a retro like console thing. I tried to plug into it, but it just didn't work with it. It
Mm.
wasn't compatible. Like you could turn it on and get some static, and that's all it did. It's just kind of
That's what
sat in the
CRT
kitchen.
TVs are supposed
Yeah.
to do. But yeah, the vinyl, the record player is just, every art school student has one, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely like
Regardless of your,
sorry, go ahead.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, like, regardless of your financial situation, just everyone had one.
Yeah, it was like the height of like vinyl revival.
Yeah, I think it was around the time like record store day started becoming more and more like big, I guess.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were releasing vinyls, and I don't know, maybe it was already a huge thing, but I feel like it really picked up like mid 2010s.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
like early
like
to mid 2010s,
yeah,
I'd say.
like record store day was huge. Like I remember the queues for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we went on like an excursion once, and we all got everything that we wanted
yeah, that was exciting.
because yeah, because you really wanted to snipe the Utopia soundtrack.
Yeah, which I did get.
Yeah,
Um,
you did get.
yeah, yeah, pretty pleased with that. I feel like this is tangential, but I don't know.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like digging up old memories.
yeah, yeah. I mean that is what the game is really. It's just like,
Yeah,
yeah, no, like it's it's funny like reading an article about it today, talking about like the depression in it. You know, like the depression of the characters. Um, and it was like, oh, yeah, we were depressed, weren't we? I'd kind of like forgotten that we were making this project about a time in our life when we were severely depressed, and that's like obviously come through in the game.
yeah, yeah. And I think back in the day as well, like we were kind of in denial of it as too, and now that
Oh yeah.
like we are sort of or have or are experiencing it in long term, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that was a thing. That's when it started.
Mm.
But it's it. I guess it is like sort of refreshing to um, kind of take a step back and see things in a more objective way, and like
Yeah.
try to tell a story from that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we're never gonna have that experience of seeing it with fresh eyes, so it's always a bit hard to like. I don't know. I'd love to play the game and kind of look at it objectively. Not that you can view art objectively, but comparatively.
Yeah,
Um, as someone who didn't make it, and just kind of like understand it for what it is. But
yeah, because like we get a lot of friends being like, "Oh, I'm really excited for the game," and I'm like, "Oh God, I wish that was me." Like,
not to say that we're not excited at all. Like we
no, no,
definitely
no,
are,
like
and it comes in waves.
in a way that we're seeing it with fresh eyes.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and like the scenes aren't new to us. So like when we upload a new trailer, and it's a scene that we've seen thousands of times, and we don't realize that, oh, actually, no one else has seen this yet.
Yeah,
Or it's like an updated version. It's nice to see that response. It does like remind you that, oh, people are like interested in this, and like we're making something
yeah,
that is cool.
because it's just kind of like things that we're seeing time and time again. It's like, oh God, like I want to do something else. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it does. I don't know. It all becomes like white noise,
yeah,
visual white noise. Um,
yeah, because I think um we were talking about this the other day actually, but the last time we like felt a lot of strong emotions while playing it was when we both played through the game from start to finish for the first time.
yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that
Um,
again.
yeah, but like things have changed a lot. Like a lot of the dialogue has been rewritten. There's been a lot of like graphic upheaves and things. Um, but we've sort of been playing the game out of context or like in the context of looking for bugs or seeing if things flow well and things
Mm,
like there's always something that we're focusing on, so we've not really like played
yeah.
through the game just for the experience.
Yeah, that's the thing is you hyper focus on the thing that you're fixing, right? Like
Yeah,
so you forget like what the whole experience is like.
yeah, so just be like when I'm working on walk cycles and things like that, for example, it's just like made the character walk. It's like, oh, this looks bad. Like, go back to Blender, re-import, push the commit again. It's like, oh, this isn't working
Yeah,
still.
I don't think it might. Sometimes it doesn't even look bad at that point. It's just you've been looking at it for so long. You've got like goo brain. You got like
Yeah, so
smooth brain.
Yeah, so like when people say, "Oh, I just need to take a step back," which is mentioned in the
Mm.
game as well, like that stuff actually does work
Yeah.
surprisingly, and it's just kind of like, Jesus, like I just need to chill out a bit and try not to hyper focus.
Did
Did that giant catwalk cycle? Yes, maybe you missed it.
it
It is still in.
it is in the demo at the moment.
Yeah, I
I
think
like
if
it, but
if what you're referring to is the one that I posted on Twitter a while back, then that's been fixed.
yeah,
Um, so it looks better now,
it's not
but
super
marginally.
janky. I think it's just right now it's charming. So
I think it's the issue is that I don't know how to do animal IK, so I'm kind of like eyeballing things,
yeah,
or
I
like
like
not
it.
animal, but like quad pedal IK.
Yeah, it. I don't know. Animation seems hard. I
Animation
wouldn't
is
want to
hard.
do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's weird that, or weird to think that like apart from all the cinematic transitions that you've done, like all the animations I've hand done,
Yeah, yeah. I
which is
mean,
quite wild.
the closest I've done to animating is making creatures in Bamsuki. um, yeah, definitely. Like I don't know, animating like the scenic transitions is very different from like character animations.
Yeah,
Um,
because
that
like I think. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say that there are very like minor animations I've done for like plants that kind of sway. Um, but yeah, aside from that, it's just like making set pieces move around.
Yeah, because I think with um like set moving set pieces, it's more to do with like balancing things out and um trying to make things look smooth and cool at the same time.
Mm.
But with like character animations, there's more kind of like, did I get this person's characteristics in right, or like how real does this look? Do this like the transition from animation A to animation B look okay?
Yeah,
And I feel like there's a lot to tweak and like nitpick about.
yeah, yeah. I mean, generally, when I'm working with the transitions, I'm just working with the axes, right? Like I'm not working with bones. I've just got to move one object from here to there.
Mm. Yeah, I think with animating characters as well, uh, I've learned to genuinely hate weight painting. That stuff's like really just, I don't know. I hate it so much. I wish there was a better way of doing it,
It is
but
tough.
I would like, move a bone and then something sticks out. I'm like, oh god, and then go to weight paint, fix it, and then try to animate again. Then another thing sticks out. Just like, oh
Mm.
come on. It's not fun, but gotta get it done.
And
Bo
you
had
have.
very triangular butt cheeks for the first
Yeah.
time that I didn't realize.
Yeah, Bo got a an ass buff.
Yeah, got got Botox in it.
I'm glad we have that kind of relationship where, I can just get you to like virtually improve my ass.
It's better than ever right now.
Buttification. Like the
Bo's
pyramid head butt.
bimbification.
Did anyone have any other questions? Um, I guess like something else that might be worth bringing up is I've been late, which is like tangentially no longer home media, I guess.
Mm, like prequel.
Yeah.
I guess maybe not. Oh, my cat. um, um,
I hope everyone can hear that.
I guess this happens in the same sort of time frame as Friary Road.
Yeah, that's true. This is it's sort of in between because it's a bunch of snippets and yeah, this is literally Friday Road right there. This is
Yeah.
a screenshot, and these models are from like the jam version of Friday Road, and
Yeah, and
just altered a little.
that ghost is me.
Yeah. And yeah, I haven't got the screenshots here, but at the end of the game, well, you can see the garden here. At the end of the game, you go to the flat inn, no longer home, and that's the barbecue, which you have shortly after the demo takes place.
I was pleasantly surprised at how much you remembered Friary Road because I didn't send you any references to that. Like you
Yeah.
remembered the path or like the corridor from the front
Yeah.
door to the garden, which I was pretty surprised at.
Yeah, I was just basing it off of memory and looking at it through like satellite view and Google Earth.
Mm. It was like, the inside of the house, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the inside of the house is very like straightforward path down, but I don't know. I feel like I remember architecture quite well because I can remember like the passage through spaces, and I remember going into the hallway and then going downstairs into the garden.
Mm.
It's a very strange layout for a house.
Yeah, it really was. It was like the the living room was technically in the basement.
Yeah,
Um,
and the kitchen
it,
was
it
like kind of
was
an extension.
yeah, it was. It was quite odd, and it did sort of feel like the landlord just kept like building things upon each other,
Yeah.
and kind of fell apart in the end.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if we can get Friary Road up on Google. See if the shack's. I think the shack's gone now.
The shark is gone. Yes.
It's very sad. Very very sad.
Yeah. R.I.P.
So where are we? Friary Road. So it was like at the end here, right?
Yeah, it was. If I can say the number, it's 59.
See
Right
if
next
the
to
shack is
Greenbush Road.
still on
I highly doubt it now.
on Google.
If you live in the
Yeah,
UK,
this is
don't go
2021,
around.
so no.
Yeah.
But yeah, the shack was like around there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird. Very strange house. Yeah, don't live at Friary Road. That's the moral of this story.
Well, it was. I mean, Friary Road, I think it was okay. It was just, it really depends on your landlord and estate
Yeah.
agent.
Yeah, definitely.
Hannah, was it you who I went with after we moved outside to pick something up or drop something off at Friary Road? I think that was Joe. Yeah, I think it was you and Joe, Tiff, because I think I only heard about like the walls getting knocked down and stuff. Like, I did hear about this like huge renovation happening.
Yeah,
at
because they were
Friary
like
Road,
hollowing
but
out
yeah,
the
I wasn't there
inside.
for it. Yeah, because like there used to be a very small room next to the front door, like a storage space, but the landlord slash estate agents tried to market that as a single room. It's impossible to even fit a
Yeah.
single bed in there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, because like,
sorry.
like I remember a group of friends actually came for viewing. I think they were a group of 5, and I was just kind of like looking at them like, no, this is definitely not a house for 5. Um,
Yeah.
because they were kind of in awe at the state of the storage space being so goddamn small. They're like, we can't live here, and I was like, yeah, you can. Just don't live here. It's not good. Like, at least wait till it's renovated.
Yeah. So this image here is no longer home flat kitchen in first person. So that's one of the shots of my bin late.
Yeah,
You
it
can kind
looks
of see the
really weird
garden
when
there.
it is first person.
It looks very strange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it did look like that actually.
Yeah. Um, if there aren't any more questions, I suppose we can wrap up. I can go finish my curry.
Yeah, and I can sleep because it is 1:30 now.
It is 1:30 over there, and
Yeah. Although,
sorry, go ahead.
no, I stay up late all the time, and I was awake till 6, so I could probably go on for a lot more, but
Yeah.
I'm still gotta save up energy. So
We've got a stream tomorrow as well, so
yeah,
we'll we'll be doing that at 4 BST, which is UK
4
time.
BST.
Same
Yeah.
sort of time as today, the exact same time as today. Yeah, we'll see you there then. It will be a technical stream, so we'll be going through everything in Unity, and if you have any technical questions, we'll try our best to answer them. We can't go too much into like the code side of things, but we can kind of like explain how the systems works and how they sort of interface with each other.
Yeah, we could talk about like Unity add-ons that we use and things like that.
Yeah.
And again, it'll probably be me asking a lot of very like elementary questions about the game. Some people would be surprised, being like, "You don't like you're a dev and you don't know this about your own game." Like,
It's
I
fine.
I don't know like 80% of what goes into the game, honestly.
Yeah, it'd be enlightening for you.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a fun one.
So it'll mainly be me asking questions, but obviously, like chat is always welcome to ask questions of their own.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us.
See you, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.